So the English decided to take a different approach. They decided to read history books to see who used to have oil in the past, because odds are wherever it was in the past, it's still there. And here's what they found. They found that sometime between 750 and 800 AD, the same time that the Arabs are inventing industry, by the way, same time that the Arabs were also inventing modern agriculture, they began lighting their streets up at night using oil that they piped through their cities into lamps. And so the English go, oh my God, if they were doing that then, they must have oil there still. So they began looking in the Middle East. They carved Kuwait out of the Ottoman Empire with the hope that they'll find oil in the area. They find it across the Persian Gulf, also known as the Arabian Gulf, because a body of water can have two names. It's gonna be okay. Just for example, the English Channel. The French don't call it the English Channel. Why would they call it the English Channel? They would call it the French Channel if they were gonna call it something. They don't, they call it La Manche, which means the sleeve. They have a right to not call it the English Channel, just like the English have a right to call it the English Channel. The reason I'm doing this is somebody's gonna freak out on YouTube and say, oh my God, it's not the Persian Gulf, it's the Arabian Gulf. And then they go, oh my God, no, it's not the Arabian Gulf, it's the Persian Gulf. And I just triggered a war. It's gonna be okay. It really is, I promise. You know, we could compromise and just call it something random, like the salt body of water or something, and just be done with it. I recently had an event where I said to a person, it can have two names, and they got really upset. And they go, no, it can't. The English find oil in Khuzestan, which is the southwest corner of Iran. They strike an amazing deal with the rulers of Iran where they'll get 84% concession. Normally, if you're a foreign business extracting a resource from a country, it's a 50-50 split. Because, right, it's the country's resource, but you did the work. So you get 50%, they get 50%. The British got an 84% concession, and they were giving the Persians just 16% for their oil. And that company was called the Anglo-Persian Oil Company. It got renamed, it became the Anglo-Iranian Oil Company, and then it got nationalized, and the Iranians called the new company the National Iranian Oil Company. It still exists. The British then took the remainder of the company, which wasn't entirely in Iran, and they called that piece British Petroleum. That's the birth of BP. It turned out there was oil off the coast of Scotland, so BP could just exploit Scottish oil. And that became the way the British got their oil supply.